Hello to everyone who is watching this video. Hope every one of you is safe and sound during this time of crisis we are facing. We all see in the movies that whenever a crisis arises, a team of some exceptional beings come together and save the planet we guys call our home. But in real life, does it play out like that? No, it does not. In real life, every person in the entire world has to be that exceptional being. Each and every single one of us has to play our roles. So as a part of the student community and the tech community, we present to you a small idea which we think, if implemented, would help the people during this time of crisis. The government of the countries are already burdened with the problems of economy, the stoppage of development during this time. And if we take my country, India, for example, there was a very serious problem which boiled but wasn't properly solved. I am talking about the daily wage workers or the citizens who were away from their homes for work and were unable to return due to lockdown. So we offer an idea which, if implemented, can not only help in the current crisis, but any upcoming natural disaster crisis and others. Just to note, this is a prototype to just show the idea. It is not a large-scale implementation, but that can be done with the proper funding and proper staff. Before I start explaining the idea, I want to make another note that this idea or prototype is made with the assumption that we are collaborating with the government for the execution of the same. Let me just go ahead and explain the features of our website. So what a web application contains is, first of all, about us, about what we want, what our objective is. Then we move on to the four simple steps with which you can register yourselves and you can avail our services. Then we have an infographic on which a person can track each and every state and each and every country, the current COVID-19 status, how many cases are there, how many are confirmed, how many recovered, and how many deaths are there. And last of all, we have a contact us page. Then we move on to one of the special feature of our site, which is the IBM Watson Assistant. It's a chatbot where you can find different features of different symptoms and any questions related to COVID-19. You can ask the chatbot will answer, and you may further go ahead with that. Then we move on to what we want. So basically, it's first you have to register yourself. So we'll go and create a random alias. So Chiraksha, some email, a random Aadhaar card number, and a birth date. Immigration, let's for now just say want to go home. Let's suppose he lives currently he's working in New Delhi and now he wants to go back to Goa, right? So we'll just go with that and submit. On submission, the person will receive an acknowledgement number. So a person can copy or note down that number, and after 2 or 3 days he can go to check his status and just verify if the status has been approved or not. So we have created an admin panel for that. So an admin panel can just take that acknowledgement number whenever he wants. If he sees that the status is correct according to that, he can just change it to approved, right? So in changing of approval, if I now go ahead and check my status, it shows approved. So now it also generates a QR code. So that QR code can be used by the user to go through police checkpoints and reach a designated address provided by us. So upon reaching the address, if the number of people reaches let's say 30 is approximately the minimum maximum number of people which can travel through a bus following social distancing, right? So you can use the when a counter reaches 30, we'll pass on the message to the proper authorities, that is the transportation department and the police, right? So they can monitor the people upon reaching their destination. They can be put into self-quarantine, and after 14 days they can be issued certificate of well-being, right? So that's a solution. So this idea is not only for COVID-19 crisis, it can be further expanded and can be used for interstate transportation also. Suppose currently if you take for example the West Bengal cyclone is going on, right? It is a very huge threat to West Bengal and Orissa. So at this kind of situation, we can use this application and tweak it a little and make it as usable for interstate transport also. So thank you for viewing our solution.